again, although it's not that cold, and festival, you need it to be cold, but the weather report for the weekend said it's going to be freezing, so everybody coming down at that time, they can pack their winter woolies and their beanies and put their sherry in their back pocket, whatever keeps them warm. But it's fabulous to be here. Wonderful festival, Leanne, as you said, 40 years of existence, and the festival it's the platform for unknown artists to launch their careers. It's for well-established artists to come and show their work, and also for people who come here if they want to get a bit of comedy and laugh, if they want to cry, if they want to vent. It's a platform for all of that, and nothing at the festival has ever been censored, so it's a great place to be, to listen and to hear new things. And more importantly, Leanne, it generates 90 million rand for Grahamstown's for the GDP, and also 340 million for the entire region, which is fantastic. And you say, is this affordable? Is it affordable to come to Grahamstown? And it is. Even if you don't have a wallet bulging with money, there's plenty to see and do without it costing you an arm and a leg. Here we are here at the monument, just behind me. You can come here in the evening, sit down, enjoy the Sundowners concert, sponsored by SAFM, and it won't cost you a cent. And a great program this year on both the main and the fringe. But main and fringe, Tony, strong program this year. Just talk us through some of what we've got. Tony Lankester, CEO of the festival.
Yeah, morning. You're quite right, and there's a big emphasis on the program this year, as there is every year, on creating lots of public art. Opportunities for people to come to the festival and see some work on the streets of Grahamstown in unusual places like where we're standing right now, and get the full festival experience without breaking the budget. We know that people are feeling some pressure financially, but we don't want them to miss out on the arts and what the arts can do for them. So the program is bulging. It's our biggest program ever in our 40-year history. And I think there's that old cliche, there's something for everyone, but it is absolutely true this year. No matter what you like, whether you're into beatboxing or ballet, there's something on the program that will appeal to you. And so whole families can come down, the family can scatter and do different things, and each have a fantastic experience.
Tony, I know there's a strong international flavour this year.
Yeah, I think it's one of the features of the festival over the last few years that we've become more and more international in our focus, and I think that's part of one of the signs of our democracy maturing as well. That as South Africans, we are starting to appreciate a lot more what happens elsewhere in the world, and of course these days in a democratic South Africa, our work is being appreciated on stages around the world. So there's a lot of partnerships, a lot of exchanges. We're taking 3 productions to New York in August as part of the National Arts Festival's projects, and we're seeing the reciprocal happening as well. So we're seeing a lot of embassies involved this year. We've had a lot of deep partnerships with international embassies in South Africa over the last few years, and because it's our 40th birthday this year, I think a lot of them tried to push the boat out and do a little more. So the ballet this year comes to us courtesy of the Swiss. We've got involvement from the British Council, from the Chinese, from the French. It really is this massive international festival now.
Officially opened last night with the Minister Nathi Mthethwa. Now, he touched on the Mzansi golden economy. If you can just talk us briefly what this means.
Yeah, it was a project started a couple of years back by the Department of Arts and Culture, and the focus of that is to say that the arts, while it is fun and it's enjoyable, is not just about that. There's a very serious side to the arts, and the figures you mentioned earlier, you can see with big events like this the impact they start to have on economies. So the festival makes a contribution of 90 million rand to the GDP of Grahamstown, which is a poor city in a poor province. So it's a massive shot in the arm. It's a big injection. It creates jobs, it creates opportunities for artists, for entrepreneurs, for the hospitality and tourism industry in this town. And that's really one of the big economic benefits of the arts, that a juggernaut event can come in, and not only does it benefit the artists who get to present their work and stage their work, and audiences who get to appreciate that work, but there's all these side effects as well. So I think Mzansi's golden economy is about harnessing that and bringing that to life, and making sure that the arts takes its rightful place at the table when discussions are around economic value and economic benefit and so on. And I think it's very important for the arts sector to start thinking like that, and not just throwing parties, but in fact having a very serious side to what they do.
Now, Tony, the festival is getting bigger and bigger each year. I mean, we have many artists coming in, more and more people are visiting. Is it getting too big for Grahamstown, or how will you handle it?
What's too big? There's always somewhere to sleep. Look, I think that there's definitely a sense that we've almost plateaued. And I think this year, with somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 performances in 11 days, I'm not sure there's that much more we can stage. We can keep building venues. But I think one of the issues is around accommodation and where people can stay and so on. And while there's plenty of places to stay, and we get a lot of day trippers, people who don't overnight, so they come from Port Elizabeth or East London or King Williamstown or whatever the case might be. So that's all good. good. I think one of the joys of the festival is that it is a big event in a small town, so it completely consumes the city. And everywhere you turn, there's something to do with the festival happening. That's one of the joys of it. So I don't think we'll ever grow out of Grahamstown to the point where we need to go somewhere else. I don't think this festival can be anywhere else. It is Grahamstown. It is very much part and parcel of the city, and it'll stay like that.
There you have it. The festival is staying in Grahamstown, and no matter how big it gets, come on down and get a taste of what's on offer. 3,000 performances over the next 10 days. You don't want to miss it. Leanne?